Teaquilters. I'm T of Teaquilts, and it is Saturday, February 1st, 2025. It's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're here for 2 hours live sew and chat. Also live on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. for 1 hour live chat. And that's all Central Standard Time. Today also is my cousin's and my niece's birthday. So happy birthday to them as well. My brother's birthday was yesterday. My mom and sister are throwing him a party tomorrow. So lots of birthdays in my family. Let's see. I got to pull you guys up so I can read the chat. All right. All right. So Sue GSD is here letting us know that we have 144 days until Teaquilts Retreat 2025, until the absolute best knock your socks off gosh, retreat you could ever imagine. June 25 Teaquilters Retreat. So yes, getting ready for that. So that's getting closer. I'm trying to get some final information confirmed. May have to make a road trip to see if our shop hop is doable in a day, and giving people like an hour to shop so we can move on to the next shop. So trying to check that out. May have to do a road trip. Projects, I'm still waiting on supply list from Jennifer. I think she just forgot by now, so I'm gonna contact her and see if she can give me a supply list. Just trying to confirm the agenda items for retreat. Still got some people that I haven't received registration forms from, so you will either complete it ahead of time or that'll be your first task at retreat. And then what else? With retreat. Yeah, I think that's it for retreat. If somebody got questions about retreat, just let me know. Had a couple people asking about retreat information. I've sent it. Hopefully you got it from my email address. Hi, Deborah Sims Brown. Welcome to the chat. We got Darcy Savali here reminding you all to get the thumbs up button for me. I really appreciate it. It just keeps my videos in circulation. And she says after you subscribe, because you can't type in the chat box if you're not subscribed. So make sure that you hit the bell for notifications, and also check out the Teaquilts LLC Facebook page. Make sure that you answer the 4 questions so that you can gain admission to the group. So thank you, Darcy. Delia Castro Short is here. And she says, hi, T and everyone. I mailed out a few pillowcases today to your P.O. box, so thank you. I don't know if they'll make it by Wednesday, but we shall see. And any pillowcases that come in, well, let me start from the top. For those that don't know, we're having a pillowcase drive for 2025. It goes for non-retreaters till May 31st, 2025. So you can mail them in. I'll show them here on the channel as they arrive. The goal is 200 pillowcases. We have, I don't have it on the page today, We have 62 pillowcases received, which is 31% of goal. So I know that there are a lot of people making a lot of pillowcases, so they're going to be at retreat, so we won't have those numbers until we're at retreat. But thank you to the tea quilters that have been sending in pillowcases, and some people that are like flying have sent their pillowcases in ahead of time too, and that's fine. If you're going to fly and you think your luggage is going to be overweight or something like that, I don't want you to be packing in pillowcases. So if you know you're going to do a lot of pillowcases, more than a couple, then go ahead and just mail them in. That will be absolutely fine. And the information is in my P.O. box. So for non-retreaters, deadline's May 31st, 2025. For retreaters, you just bring them to retreat, and then we're going to be sorting them at retreat by theme or age, sex, that type of thing. Let's see, who else? Dorothy Battle is here. Renee Tanner. And Deborah Quilts. Betsy Leighton said her rent is paid, which means that she's hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button for me, please. I really, really will appreciate it. John Cunningham's here. Vivian Cavey. And Darcy is wanting to send prayers to the family of the second plane crash, to the families of both plane crashes, because that was just devastating. And you just never know who's related or got some type of relationship with people when things like this happen, especially when you have a whole, I think it was the ice skating team. So yeah, you just never know. Hi, Ingrid P. Welcome to the chat. Carol Williams, Wind Sprinter, Willa Mae L. Suzette Peterkin Denton, Anita Scott, Brenda Foley, Sharon Lewis, Jan F. says it's her brother's birthday. Birthday shout outs for the month of February will be next Wednesday. So if you want me to shout out your birthday, send it to me in an email to teaquilts@teaquilts.com. I will not be doing any birthday shout outs that are put in the chat because I just don't know what I'm going to be doing. And if you send it in, I have a list. I get everybody done at one time instead of doing individual. Everybody does get an individual shout out, but then I won't be doing individual shout outs from the chat, which is after I've already done the birthday shout outs. I want to do all birthday shout outs together at one time. Otherwise, I'm just going to ignore them in the chat. So if you want me to shout out your birthdays, you can send them to me, email teaquilts@teaquilts.com, and you can send me your birthday. If it's in July, you can send it to me now so that you remember to send it. If you've been on my list and I've been calling your birthday for years, you're still on the list. You don't have to resend it. Dee Branson is here. Carissa Reninger. Thinking of Carissa. I hope you're working on your center, girl, because I keep forgetting to do the round robin list. And I don't know if I have the list of names in here, but if I do, I'll look in my book and see if they're in there. If they are, I don't know if I put them in that book. I think they're at my computer. I need to send out addresses, but I need to assign everybody a person. That's what I keep forgetting to do. Melody Kiefer is here. Welcome. Helena Carter is here. Janice Miller. Kevin the Quilter. Did I say Janet? Janet McCarroll. Kim R. Claudette Bettis. I just mailed your envelope today. I was busy the last couple of days. So it will be coming next week, hopefully. Sheila Willis is here. Michelle the Quilter. Says she started the first pillowcase, so thank you, thank you. My brother is here. Happy belated birthday to you. Bonita Nance is here. Brenda says she's giddy about retreat. So yes, now it seems, you know, we schedule retreats almost 2 years out for this one, because we were at a different facility and they didn't even have, I was trying to book 2024's retreat there, but they didn't have that date available. So then we went to the next year, which was 2025. So, you know, planning retreats almost 2 years out, and now that it's starting to happen, it seems surreal, especially if it's your first time attending a retreat. So that's cool. Cool, cool, cool. A lot of people saying hi to Ray. He don't even read the chats. T. Roberts is here. Kevin, you so late, but I'll read it anyway. 2025 Teaquilts charity pillowcase drive. Thanks to everyone who has sent them in and those who are making them now. 200 needed, but will accept all we receive. Pillowcases for men, women, children, no matter the theme. Patricia Priest is here. Ingrid says, woohoo, super excited for retreat. Do we need to send our airline info? The reason why I don't have you send it now is because, especially Southwest, I've had it happen to me many times where, like, the last month or the week, 2 weeks before or something, they'll send a lot of updates and changes to your schedule. So what I do is I go about like 2 to 4 weeks before retreat, then I'll send out a notice for people that need to be picked up, let you know what the cost is, and then I can see if, instead of you paying the fare just by yourself, see if it's one other person that can get into the car with their luggage as well. And so then that way you two can share the expenses of being picked up as well. So I tend to wait to do that, but it is something that I do, but it's just, I don't want to have to keep updating the list every time somebody's flight schedule changes. So not right now, but we will be collecting it. And that was from Deborah Sims Brown. Terry is waving, saying hello to everyone. June Hanson. Judy Smith. Shariva Henderson is here. Clovis Gardner, Melinda C, Edna Austin. I just saw your order today, and I'm going to talk about that. It's part of my haul, so working on that. And Joe Carmel is in here. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Talking about Miss Celebrity. Hi. I never did. I think I put that video up. No, you put the video up in Facebook when we met last year in San Diego, where she was calling me a celebrity. I act like I didn't know who they were. Sue says, any idea where Retreat 2026 will be placed? I'm hoping it's going to be at Mercy Center. I just have a feeling that we're not going to have many bedrooms. That's my problem with Mercy. So because this place costs more money that we're in 2025. Let me talk a little bit about that process. They were slightly cheaper when we first went, and then they went up and they ended up being higher than Mercy. So I don't even understand how their pricing structure went up, that they're now higher than Mercy. But Mercy charges differently, and this place charge per the person, regardless of how many meals you eat, or when we're out of the facility, we're charged so much per person per day, and whether we're there or not, it doesn't matter. So that's one of the issues with this facility. Whereas Mercy, whenever we were not eating at the facility, they allowed me not to be charged for that. So that means I didn't have to add that charge onto your bill. And I think even with the food taken out, they were still a little bit higher, because it was like dramatically higher to me. when I first got the rates, and I can't remember what they were, but when I first got them. However, at that point, I already was at that facility because Mercy did not have any space for us for 2025. So I already needed a place. So 2026, I'm hoping it's at Mercy. I haven't gotten the final details of the contract. That's why I have not posted anything, because I don't want to go putting out price lists. And hold on, guys. I don't want to go putting out price lists and then their prices have gone up, because when I first booked with them in 2024, I've had this date since 2024, and I haven't gotten any prices from them as of this date. So normally it comes the beginning of the year, so I'm just waiting for that. And then that means that I will have to pay 25% of whatever rooms they have available for us in order to book those rooms at that point. I have not collected anything at all for Retreat 2026. So nobody is paid for that at this time, just to make sure everybody is on the same page. So yeah, so working on Retreat 2026, waiting for them to send me a contract. And it's not going to be in June. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be in July, because they didn't have June open at all in 2026, even when I was booking it in 2024. So I think because this place that we're going to in 2025 went up, I think people are now going back to Mercy because they're no longer cheaper. So they're going to the cheaper center. Mercy was already a full house. I wish I could train their scheduler, but I you know, I feel like it wouldn't go well, because, you know, I was a office manager for a long time. I organized classroom scheduling, the trainers, and making sure everybody had the room and the equipment that they needed. And so I know all about scheduling, and I just feel like this person doesn't understand routines, like somebody coming to your facility every year at a particular week, that week's already taken, and then if somebody asking for it, that if you should put some longevity perks over to the person that's been coming to your facility for X number of years. Our quilt guild's been going to Mercy for over 20 years or something like that, and we still don't have a set spot. They give our spot away all the time. So it's just crazy to me that they know you're coming back, you come every year, but yet they give your space up and then tell you that they don't have any bedrooms. And my quilt guild doesn't have bedrooms this year, so a lot of us are going to be commuters. So it's just, it is what it is. You can't do anything about it. So you're welcome, Deborah. Dolores Phelps is here. Joe Carmel's telling Darcy you'll have a fantastic time at retreat. Yeah, I'm hoping this retreat is going to be a little different. I'm still talking about retreat, so I hope you all are okay with that, that are not attending retreat. In that we've got the entire facility. So unless they have like somebody that's just there doing meditation, or like a group of 5 or less, but there will not be any other large groups there. So we're going to be the largest groups, probably the only people there, but they might have, you know, sometimes people go on a solo retreat and they do I forget what you call them now, but it's like a quiet retreat where you don't communicate and talk to anybody. And that's when I don't like when they put them with quilters, because some organizations expect for us to be quiet or silent retreat. They expect for us to be silent as well. And it's like, we didn't sign up for that. We signed up to have a good time. So, and then it's going to be a little different because we're in 2 rooms, because we got the whole facility. The reason why I did that was because this facility does not have 6-foot tables. They have 8-foot tables. And so we got to have 2 people at a table. So what I wanted to do was try to figure out some kind of way, and I haven't figured that out yet, how to space it so that you got little clusters of groups of people, but then you also got some floor space to walk around and breathe and get away from the stuff that's all right here, because it's going to be a little bit more congested this year. So because of that, I tend to do assigned seating. Like, I'll put you at a particular table, so that way that people that are coming together can sit together. If they don't arrive together, then they can at least still sit together. So I do assigned seating that way. Deborah Holloway is here. Francis Jackson. Sue laughing. Girl, we had one place that was like they was trying to like tell us we was basically wrong for talking. It's like we didn't sign up for a silent retreat. We're not talking to them. So just because they complaining about our chatter, we didn't sign up for that. Don is saying that she enjoyed Joe Carmel's video on the Underground Railroad block she did with T. So that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. So we may as well talk about that now. I got the 4 blocks that Joe Carmel is expecting to be done this week. This upcoming week. On Thursday, she's going to have your next 4 blocks ready for you. So if you want to do the Underground Railroad, Joe Carmel is not mucking around. She's going to get this done for you, okay? So it doesn't take a lot to do the blocks because most of the blocks are your traditional quilt blocks. So if you're interested in that, you can go to Quilts by Carmel's YouTube channel. She has all the information over there. She's also using the book by Quilt in a Day, Underground Railroad. And so I had inherited my quilting friend, my friend, not just a quilting friend, but I inherited her blocks that she had made for the Underground Railroad. She had done 14 out of the 16 blocks. So since I saw that Joe Carmel was not playing around, I went ahead and made block number 15, which is the North Star block. So I got that done this week, like Thursday night after the live. So now the only block that I need is the label block, the story block, that tells the story of the Underground Railroad and what the block symbolizes. So Joe Carmel sent that, but it, you know, mail is just awful right now. So when I get that, then I can make block number 16. Kim talking about my quilting specialty is chatting. Right. Hi, Zandra. Welcome to the chat. I am not gonna play with you, Benita Nance. Talk about you have to watch those silent retreaters. They like to touch your thing, so that is too funny. So I just kept this out so that I can remind you all one last time, because I feel like if you don't get signed up now, you're gonna be feeling like you're behind and you probably won't get it done. So if you come aboard now, and knowing that you just need to get busy, you don't have to buy any fabric. If you got fabric at home, your fabric does not have to be reproductions. This lady here, she used more patriotics, and I don't like the fabrics that she pulled for borders, but I've decided I'm going to use them anyway and just add a couple from my stash. Matter of fact, I had to make this block, and I had the two background fabrics. This and this I had in my stash that she had in her quilt, and then I just added this blue and this gold because I didn't have it. I didn't have any of her other fabrics. All I had was her border prints. And your border prints, I think you want them to be different, because so that if they touch any of the blocks where you've got color on the outside, that it will stand out. I think that's what she was doing, but I decided I'm going to use it because I'm not trying to buy anything. I'm just going to use what I have. So thank you, Don says beautiful block. Thank you. And you're welcome, Joe Carmel. And what else? Interwoven, we finished last time, so we're done with that. I can put this card up. And then I just had a few things that I wait a minute. I thought I came in here with a box cutter, but you never know. Because I sure don't see it. I remember picking it up. I thought I put it in my pocket, but I don't feel it. I got my phone in my pocket, but I don't see the box. Oh, it's back here. Box cutter. So, you all, I have a thread rack up here, and I'm hoping that this one's a little different. So I ordered it, hoping it'll hold more. It maybe won't, and if it don't, it's gonna be a retreat gift if it doesn't work out. But, or a gift somewhere. So that's what I have in this box. I ordered this from Amazon long time ago. Like for real, long time ago. Like maybe the end of December, and it took forever to come. So this came from China. There's no other way it took that long. Now the thing I don't like about it is I can hear all of these pegs in here. Okay, trying to pull it out, but my bubbles, the bubbles are tearing. That's not what I was trying to do. Let's see if I can dump it out. I hear these pegs, so I'm not real keen about that right now. That I got to put them all in here. And I know when I open it, it's going to fall out because they everywhere. They packaged it up really nice, though. I have to give them that. Alright. So it's a bigger square than my other one, and I'm hoping that it will hold more. This here has a lock on it, 2 sides. So let's see which side has the pegs in, or is it both? Okay, so there's pegs in here. That door open so you can put thread inside, because that's what's missing on that one, is that you can put more thread on the inside. And then this one must be where the, yep, they're just thrown in here. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to make them, they're gonna come out, I already know. I'm trying to catch it though. But all the pegs that go on the outside are just thrown down here at the bottom. Supposedly in a bag, but I see some loose ones, so I don't know if they came out. It looked like all the ones are in here. Maybe they all look like they're in their respective places up here, all the way to the bottom. So it just some came out of the packaging in shipping, but they shipped it very well. They had bubble wrap on it, and then the 2 doors had these on both sides of the door. So they shipped it very well, surprisingly. So I will probably finish this with something and then see if it works. I'll probably end up putting, and it rotates as you saw, but I'll end up putting some glue in those pegs before I stick them into the hole. Let's see. Tamar says hello to everybody. Says beautiful blocks. Thank you, Tamar. And it's funny. Somebody says, Tamar, are you new here? Nope. Tamar has been to 2 of the Teaquilts retreats. She's not coming in 2025 though. She comes to her and her sister they come to the even year, 2022 and 2024. And then we have, and Dorsey says, that's great. We'll hold a lot of thread. That's what I'm hoping. Yolanda Riza is here. Welcome to the chat. And Remo JS just popped in saying, show your love and support. All right, next box. It's a Missouri quilt shop that's closing. And so what they're doing is, instead of doing a sale, they're doing auctions instead. And so I went online 2 weeks ago, maybe. Well, it probably ran for 2 weeks. So say started 3 weeks ago, the middle of January to the end of January, something like that. And then they shipped our stuff. It came, so I was holding it so that I can show it to you. I was trying to get fat quarters at a reasonable rate. I got this open, all this packaging in here. I can't even get it back in the box. So let me just sit this over here. Ugh. Every time I move that box, I hear those pegs. I just hope the ones that are in are not coming out, because I sure don't want to redo those. So let me show you what I got from the auction. And it was so funny because I'm up here talking to Jason at Scrap Club, because it ended last Friday. So I was with Jason at Scrap Club, and he was talking about the auction. And I'm like, you mean to tell me that I was bidding against you on some stuff? And I stopped bidding. And Jason, it was some fabric that I know Jason would have loved. And it's funny because he was bidding on it because he wanted it. And Jason also works in a quilt shop and knew that it was a good price. And sometimes, like, you know, everybody don't buy everything. So even when you work in a store, they don't buy all the lines of that particular designer or that fabric manufacturer, because you might have a manufacturer that's more modern prints over traditional prints. So it was just funny when we were sitting there talking and we were bidding against each other. It was too funny. Hi, Joanne Lucas. So yeah, that was funny. Anyway, the only problem with auctions is that you will have to pay an auction fee. And I also had an auction fee for this order was $13.33. And then I had to pay for using a charge card $5.14. Plus I had to pay for shipping. Oh, the shipping was $13.33. So then there was a 3% surcharge for using the credit card, and then they've already built in 10% to my auction totals for you know, bidding in an auction. Okay, so I don't know if this is in any kind of order, because I'm just opening it up with you guys. And I've got a mixture of 24 fat quarters, 23 fat quarters, 22 fat quarters. And so 24, 23, 22 in order. I paid $32, $31, $34. Now, $32 with that 10% added on, premium and a tax. I ended up, the premium is the 10% of your for auction orders. So that ended up being $38 for 24 fat quarters. $37 for 23, and $40.50 or so for the 22. Then I got 7 yards of Poppies by Andover fabric. And I got 7 yards. Nobody had bidded on it. So I bidded $20 for 7 yards and got it. What you do is, like, say that you start out with a dollar bid and then you put in your maximum bid. And so I just put 20 because I'm like, if I'm going to use the fabric, it's going to be pillowcases or on the back of a quilt, because 7.5 yards is a lot of fabric. But no, I went through the auction at the last minute and saw things that people had not bidded on, and then that's when I went in and bidded. So 20 was my max. I remember that. So somebody must have started bidding on it as well, seeing that it was low toward the end. And then when you bid, they'll say your next bid has to be $2. So somebody bid $2, and then it'll make my bid go to $3. And then it kept going back, and then they saw that it was going up, and then they just quit. Because if I lost it, I really wouldn't have cared. So I got 7.5 yards of fabric for $20. And then with the fees and taxes, it was $23.77. So $24 for 7.5 yards of fabric. So that's less than $4 a yard, with all the additions. And then I got one piece of fabric that was 5.5 yards for $16 because it wasn't bidded high. And then I got it for $19 with the added fees. So that's how auctions work. That was my first time doing an actual quilt auction. Well, any auction, because I really don't do those. But I just decided, okay, I wasn't going to bid because, like, absolutely don't need anything. But I'm like, it's great for door prizes. I got so many groups that I'm with that I need door prizes for. So I just decided to go ahead and do it. So let's see. On the fat quarters, they don't have any more identifying information. Like, so I'm just going to show you the fabrics that's in the fat quarter bundle. I think they had them grouped so that they would make nice quilts. And then those that didn't have a nice grouping, they just made like miscellaneous bundles. And they had like 50 fat quarters that didn't really go together. I was trying to get those too, but I kept getting outbidded. And since I didn't like every fabric in the 50 bundle, when it got to like 30 something dollars, I just backed out, even though normally I would pay like $1.50. That's my goal, is to do like $1.50 per fat quarter. So that's kind of how I start bidding. But on the top of the pack, they have your lot number. And so I like these. I like lights that have prints in them, but I'm trying to decide if I'm going to break this up because it's really pretty what they group together. And some of it could be the same fabric line. Other times they'll go into different fabric lines and put things together. So just quickly show you the fat quarters here. I was trying to get some other fat quarters to give away because I saw that this bundle was very matched up very well. But I could never get any of those bundles that weren't matched up. And I bidded on like, I don't know, maybe like 60, 70 things. But it just didn't work out. I got 5. This blue is pretty with the hummingbirds. So this might be all one fabric line. I'll never know because, you know, sometimes you get fat quarters, you don't get the end with the selvage on it. Sometimes you're lucky and you do. But a lot of the fabric coordinates, like they've got the patterns, the same pattern in different colors. So it's a possibility it could all be a fabric line, or they pull 2 or 3 different fabric lines. But this is a really pretty bundle of colors. It has a lot of light in it too. So that's one fat quarter bundle for, oh, I put the price, the sheet in here, $443. See if they still got the numbers on it. Yeah, so I paid $40 for those 22 fat quarters. So I try to stop at $1.50. By the time they add taxes and fees, then I'm at $40. So I paid $2 a fat quarter. Whereas I've seen fat quarters now are costing $4 a fat quarter. And then I was on some website and they've got fabric now listed at $13.99, $14 a yard. So fabric is going up continuously. This one is 416, which is 24 fat quarters. It's again color coordinated, which is what I wasn't trying to do, but I couldn't win the other bundles. This was $38 for 24 fat quarters, and they're like black, grays, yellow gold, and light background. So another great thing. I got bundle number 416. I know it's upside down, but this is what it is. 416 pretty fabrics. This is a little circle with like a smile underneath it. It's weird, but it's cute. I knew you weren't going to be able to see that detail. So this again looks like another bundle that goes together because it's giving me patterns, same patterns with different background. That's pretty. I've been saying I was going to do a yellow and gray quilt with white, but maybe we add a little black in. This is that same print with the dot with the smile underneath. This is a repeat, a lot of repeats. So yeah, this is just like a, I think it's the same fabric line. This was not off eBay. It was from an auction house that this shop used. Hi, Cynthia Shade. So yeah, I thought those were really pretty. This one, slot number 416. Again, I paid $38 for 24 fat quarters. So 24 and 12 is 36. So see, I bid 32 to stay under my 36. And I might have had 36 as my max bid. And then adding in the cost, I'm $2 over my what I would like to be. I'll fix that later. Next one is number 421. Another bundle. And let's take this one off. This is the one that has the 23 fat quarters. I got this a little bit cheaper, so I'm close. I'm just a tad over with the fees. I paid $37. So my goal is to always do, no, 23 and then 11 is $34.50. So I should have paid $34.50 with my goal of $1.50. So I'm over $2. Lot number 421. This is the back. Here. This one has corals and green colors and some yellow. I don't know what color green this is. Some brown is in there too. It's like a, it's not brown, it's like a dark gold, like mixed with brown to tone down the gold. But this color green, got black background. That's brown. And this is a different color brown. This is that print again, but in this light background. And then I saw this in coral. We saw this one already. Tassels. My arm hurt. We saw this in black, I think. And here it is again. And then this one is also in here again. And this one was in that brown. I know it could be in other colors too. So those are all the fat quarters that I got. I'm just gonna see if I can loop this back on here, although they're not stacked right. Just to sort of kind of keep them together, but maybe not. All right. 2 more pieces of fabric. This is the yardage I got. It'd be 558. Lot number, no numbers on here. And then they do tell you, like, when you're buying yardage, that it's approximate too. So they just slid it off the boat, so they didn't have to fold it. So let's see if we can find the middle and see if we can count. I'd say it's probably 8.5 yards of fabric here. If you do the 2, about every 2 rounds is a yard. I went over that. So this is Poppies by Andover Fabrics. And let's see if it has anything on the selvage as far as a number. Pattern number is 2023 when it came out. Pattern number 753 if you're trying to look for it. Not the same coral that's used in there, but like a softer springy orange, not the dark orange. Although some of it is in there, it still has the lighter feel with the light orange in here. So I thought that could be a backing. And then one other one. I must have put it in a box. This one here is called Wallflower by Juicy Juice. So I was trying to get this for Jason, but he was in there buying other Juicy Juice, so I guess he didn't like this one. And you gotta, like, know what you're gonna, know what your budget is and stop there. So this is 5.5 yards, so let's count that. And I paid $19 for this. Juicy Juice is by Andover as well. Let's see if it's got a pattern number before I forget. Just trying to look at the selvage. It's all on the inside. It's a 2018 fabric. Pattern number is 8963. I just thought it would be great as a background. Just a neutral. So, yeah. So I made out in my fat quarters were reasonable. But, I was over my $1.50. But I got it back in the yardage that I got. See, how many did we get? Let's count these. So, we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say 6.5 yards here. So if I got 6 yards for $19, so that's like $3, a little over $3 a yard. So that's really good. And like I said, that could be a background to any quilt. You got enough yardage that you can definitely make a background. And then this one I just got because nobody had bidded on it. I'm like, it can be a great backing. So just cut the sucker in half and keep on sewing it together, So yeah, that's what that was the auction stuff. So they had some stuff in a bag. They got some stuff in the brown bag, some stuff in the clear bag. So it all came different ways. So I'm just trying to get it back into the box so I can get out of here. Okay. And then last week, I had to place an order because I ran out of product again, which is good. Not complaining. It's just a lot of work. It takes a lot of work. But I ran out of the skin tone kits. Now, I don't know what's going on with Kona. I kept my numbers that I ordered last time from Hancock's. And so I tried to use those numbers and I couldn't get the same tones as I had before, because I would like to keep the skin tone kit consistent. Although if you order more than one and if you order at different times, you'll get a few different prints. I think I had to get like 6 or 8 different prints this time, so it's crazy. But I'll just show you this. I'm not going to go through them individually. I'll just show you the stack that I opened. And then I have to recut these. I think I have maybe one in stock at this point. One skin tone kit. I couldn't believe I went through those that fast. It takes quite a bit of time to cut, so it's not like one of my favorite things to do. But it's got to be done. And Kona keep going up too. So this is the first stack. I think I ordered 19 pieces of fabric. Hold on. This is 9. I ordered 3 yards of everything because I've been ordering 2. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. So we're going to order an extra yard. And then this should be it. I should be able to keep some in stock at this point. And then they had one fabric that I could only get 1 yard of. So I'll pull that one out. But I bought it anyway. I bought 19, knowing that one of them is only 1 yard. But it was a color. I'm like, I may as well buy it because they're not going to have it anymore. So I'm wondering if they're not going to carry it anymore. I don't know. So this is going to be interesting. The future is interesting to see what's going to happen with that. And then this is my second bag. And right now, I know that the one that had just 1 yard was bison, but I don't know where that is. I haven't looked for it specifically, so. Ugh. So then I was trying to see what they had that I didn't order and buy that instead. So these are all the skin tone colors. And on the screen, this kind of looks like that, but it isn't. Here is the bison. I can see the 1 yard in here. And then we need to count and make sure we got 18. 1, 2. So those would be the 18 that are in the kit. This can be used as a filler if I run out of something or if something's short or messed up or something. So I went ahead and got the 1 yard as an extra. So we put 18 skin tones into a kit. So that's that. Haul is done. But aren't the colors colors all pretty. I didn't think I was like a solids person, but when I start stacking solids and looking at them, I go, maybe I do like solids. So I'm just gonna pop these back into the box. They have to get cut and made into kits. So I have to do that at some point. Because as soon as I don't have any, somebody is gonna want them. So I went ahead and placed another order. Don is talking about people bidding on another site. I don't advertise that site. But that's, if you're bidding inside of YouTube, that's not an auction. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do the site, is I know too many people personally that have bidded on items, were told in the chat that they got the items, but then they'll ship them something else. And so I don't like that. They also had, it was a time where a YouTuber was in the chat and people were donating auctions to a particular YouTuber. That YouTuber did not get those items, did not get anything until after 3 or 4 times asking, where is my items, sent some different items, like, be grateful you got this. And they were not at the comparable value, because when we were in the chat, we were writing down how much people had donated as far as money was concerned. And it was a lot of money. And that fabric did not equate to what was done. So I don't advertise that site here. I know a lot of you all like that site and like the people over there. I'm just not a fan of said site. Hi, Sue Allen. Welcome to the chat. Zandra says beautiful fabric. Darcy, if you're reminding you all to hit the thumbs up button. We're going to start sewing in a minute. And Remo is even saying that she bid on that site and it wasn't what she bought when she got it. So I know too many people that have ordered and haven't gotten what they ordered. And some people that got sponsored and didn't get what was sponsored. So, yeah. They're not playing with a full deck. I think we'll use this smaller board because, well, maybe we'll use the larger board because I got the block up here, or a block. I don't think this is the block I'm making though. Let's put that to the side. I'm trying to get situated here so we can start sewing. I'm sewing on a quilt that I call Half African. If you are in the Teaquilts Scrap Quilting Club online via Zoom, then you should have some idea of what I'm working on. We talked about this in the Zoom. We also did a project very similar. So basically, I moved my stuff for Joe Carmel's round robin. Railroad fence, and I don't know what I did with the I had like a block layout I was working on, because it's not what's laying up here. And I got like 2 or 3 different projects that I'm working on. I'm also working on February's project, trying to get some of that sewed so that I can make sure that the instructions were correct. But I just don't see it was up here. And I took it down because I didn't want it to show. Being away on Joe's channel, y'all used to my stuff hanging up there. I was trying to not have it be so, have this flapping right here, but that's where I put my patterns when I'm sewing. Did I put it behind the board? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. That's not it. That's for something else. I had it. And what I could do, this is another project I'm working on. So that's not it. This is the half square triangles I did. See if it's over here. That's my other project. So I got too many projects. But I don't see the paper. All right, I got my phone in my pocket. Let's see if I got it on my phone. Did I put it back in here? No, I wouldn't do that. That would be being too organized. So no. Just move it so it's not in the front here so you all can see. Let me see if search. We send so many emails to each other, text messages. I may not ever find that picture. When is this? I can't tell the date. Okay, so that's August. I'm just looking at pictures now. I thought I had it after this, but I don't see it. Maybe she emailed it to me. If she emailed it to me, I'll never see it again. So let's find a picture. Click on that picture. And then we should just be able to look at pictures. Yes. Without scrolling. I still don't have it. It's not in here anyway. Okay. So must have emailed it to me. I gotta know what configuration I'm sewing in. I guess I can make it up too. So nope. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna have to just look at a finished photo and just make a block, I guess, or just make the same block. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not the block I was making either. Let's see. Okay, so it goes like this. Oh, I gotta get that's a different print. Okay, I thought that was the same print. I'm trying to use different prints in the box. All right, let me see if anybody else is in here stating anything. Kevin's telling you all to get your skin tone packs, Teaquilts at teaquilts.com. They're on my website too. You can order now on my website if you want, or you can email me, either way. Joe Carmel says she loves Camzar's Zoom Scrap Club project with the purple background. And we're going to have show and tell in March for Scrap Club for January and February's projects, so everybody will get to see them, even those that are not on Facebook. So we will be sharing those again. So upload your photos to the group, and then I'll try to go in there and download them, and then everybody can talk about theirs at their leisure. Is it behind my blocks? Oh, she's talking about the, I doubt it, because I wouldn't put paper back there. So no, thank you though. I like that y'all try to help me, so that's good. So yeah, so that's it. So I'm waiting on the iron to heat up. Look like we got it. And then I want to press this seam so I can put it up here on the board. Matter of fact, let me press the seam I haven't pressed yet. And then I should have just, I haven't made blocks in a while. Should have just sewed pieces together and then laid out sewn sections. Because I think this was up here, which is left and over. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, oh, her quilt's upside down. That's what it is. The picture is her quilt's being held upside down. So I need to go in here and can I edit? It won't let me edit right there. So let me open it again. I don't know why it won't let me edit this picture. Let me go back out. Oh, because I haven't downloaded it. I have downloaded it, but you know, it's not the right one. I got it down. I'm in email because I couldn't find it on my phone. And I'm going to turn it upside down. It's still not letting me do it. Okay, let me close all. Go to gallery. Why isn't the download here? Okay, so it's playing with me because I've downloaded it once. So it's not letting me download it again. It's just opening it up, but then when it opened via the download, it won't let me edit. Yeah. I need to, I'm trying to get out of this. Close all. Sometimes I hate technology. Okay, I want to go to pictures. It put me in some kind of stories or something. Like, I'm not trying to do that. Okay. I think, we're in January. I think it was December or November. So it must have been the previous month. I thought they were right there together. So let's check November. Didn't see it in December. I'm looking for Betsy's quilt because Betsy get on stuff. She's a piecer. She reminds me of myself when I first started quilting. I get a quilt top done in a day. I mean, didn't care about the quilting, okay? So now I can edit. All I want to do is just rotate you upside down. And no. Okay, hold on. Let's rotate. Like that. I don't want to. And I'm just trying to see if her block is the same as my block when I get over here. Yep, that's it. I'm looking for this right here, but I don't know if it's going to let me blow it up to there. Let's see. Yep, that's the block. So I need 3 underneath. So let's just lay them out. And then if I want to rearrange anything, I can. Then I forget which one I'm looking at. And I zoomed in. Two, and then a big one. 1, 2, 3. Then 2. And a larger one. And then 3, 4, 6, 8. One more of those. And then so 4 to the bottom. I got 3. We'll save that one. Four goes with that. And then on the other side is this one. 2. I got a lot of yellow in this block. You would think those would be hard colors to find, but not for me. 2. And then right here is 2. And 2 on top. And then this one. And 2 on the bottom. How'd that happen? Okay, so something's not right. So right here, we have 1, 2 with that. And then 1, 2, 3. And that with this. I need 2 right there. And 1, 2, 3 is over here. Oh, I know what could have happened too. I sewed these into 3s this way. So what we need to do is take these 3 off. Put them right here. And then sew these 3 right here. I'm missing 1/2 square triangle. That's what it is. Yep, missing 1/2 square triangle. And I'm sure it'll pop up somewhere. But I had other projects laying up here. So, and I put them somewhere else. So, let's just go into a bag and just take a 1/2 square triangle out. Take out something. This one has some orange on it, so it should be okay. And then I'll worry about this later. Put it back, put it at the bottom so it'll bother me later, like much later. All right. These are my block labels. All right. Put this back. And let's see. I had to concentrate on that. Jan F says, wow, I'm jealous. What are you jealous of? No jealousy. I'm surprised my iron is still hot. Just move the colors around. I got a lot of yellow in here. Seeing Forest is in here. So she's been under the weather. So hopefully you're feeling better. A lot of people are sending her prayers, so thank you guys. Alright, so this one needed to be pressed. So this one dropped off the board. We need to put it somewhere. Alright, so let's just go up here and just make these smaller sections larger because they're so tiny. I'm dealing with the scraps of the scraps. Won't throw anything away. We'll start up here. So then I just take them off so I know where they go back. Because I didn't even take a picture. I can put my phone on sleep too. I'll open it back up if I should need it or when I shall need it. And then put this. What's this on? This was on top. I remember it ended with two larger ones. Okay. When I have very tiny half square triangles, or my whole block is half square triangles, I like pressing my seams open. So that it lays flat. Betsy's sending me halfway. No. But I went, we did this project, and I think Betsy was one of the few that she used the most layouts than anybody else. So that's why I was looking at her picture. She had the most layouts. I can't see them, Betsy. My phone is just notifying me. I can't see it. And my watch won't show anything, so. All right. You know, get pieces done. Piece reduction. Don says, those are tiny blocks. Yes, they are. Where is it? Close all. She must have sent me an email. Yeah, she sent an email. I know what she's sending me. Yes. Hold on. Let's see if it opens up. It hasn't opened up yet. Let's see if it'll download. Yeah, it's downloading. Hopefully it's downloading. Now I want to open it. Just once. That's what the problem is. I was looking for a JPEG and it's not a JPEG. Thank you. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't have to look at a picture upside down. All right, so these are going to go to that. May as well sew these two together then. Now, since I have my seams pressed open, I do need to pin, and I'm pinning because they're so tiny that I don't want to be trying to hold that down, a lot of pressure, because it's only a small space. So I'm just going to pin it. Sometimes I don't pin, sometimes I do when I'm piecing. Just depends. Especially when my seams are open, I pin. Because I don't want it to move. Thank you, thank you. I got mine in here somewhere. I just, buried it. Is it under the Underground Railroad book? Nope. Nope. Don said, those are some tiny blocks. They sure are. No joke. One thing about this though, even if you sew it wrong, you just keep right on going. You just do something else. But, I'm trying to make sure I don't accidentally sew another block that I've already sewn because I like the variety of blocks. So, like the variety. See, the seams get so much back there, they don't even want to stay on the board. Little bitty things. And then once I finish them here, I go to my big board and I put a little spray sizing on it, let it sit a bit, and then I put those I press it and then they'll lay nice and flat. Harmonian, block number 4. Okay. All right. Because I'm going to need it in a minute. Well, maybe not, because once you start piecing, the half square triangles are going to kind of help you out a little bit. Darcy says, I finished up a Christmas tree wall hanging that I started around 8 years ago. I found it when I was cleaning my sewing room. Tomorrow I am going to sew for a few buttons on the tree for decoration. So that's cool. And you have it all ready for next year. Be good. So at least you found it after Christmas instead of like the week before Christmas and then be spazzing out about it. So that one's going there. Okay. Laughing at Darcy. She's like, thank you, with a smiley face. Yep, she's ready for next year. I said, yeah, I'm trying to finish up several USOs. Mostly, I need to quilt my toppers. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I got a lot of stuff I need to quilt. I did, yesterday load a quilt on, one of the ladies in my scrap club made a quilt top for Jersey. It's about, I don't know, 50 by 50. So I felt like she could start to use it now. She didn't need it when she was an infant. She gave it to me last year. And so I've quilted everybody's quilts, but this quilt that, you know, I had from other people. So I'm going to quilt that quilt. I got it quilted. And I'm going to finish the binding and stuff. I got to make a label and make some binding. So, yeah. I couldn't find all the fabric she had given me because she had given me some scrap fabrics. And I found the bigger piece. And so I used it on the backing. And then I just went and pulled a piece of fabric off my wall and put it in the middle or something. Because it was just leftover fabrics that she had from the quilt. So it didn't matter a whole lot. But yeah, as soon as I finish the quilt, the fabrics will pop up. So I'm trying to get that done, so I can show it at Scrap Club this month. And then I'll start. Well, I want to quilt two of my own quilts, but it don't look like that might happen because I got delayed. I was trying to quilt it Wednesday and had some issues with my butler. It's like something weird happening in the program, so I had to contact them and let them know what was going on. And I didn't contact them until Friday because I was trying to figure it out myself, because that's what I do. I like to try to fix it myself. I rebooted several times, uploaded the patterns again. I had lost my patterns and had to upload my patterns. Now they're not in the right folder. They're just on there. Just my blocks are all mixed in with pantos and borders and sashings and whatever else, corners. I have corner designs, so they're just all over the place now. So if I don't know the name of them, I'm not gonna ever find them. So I guess I'll be using patterns that I have on my phone, because I know the name of them from my phone for the current time, until I can get my patterns back organized. And that takes like 2 or 3 months. I had just did them. I had got an upgrade last year and had to redo them. So I had got the upgrade, redone them, and now it just disappeared. My patterns and the catalog disappeared. So I don't know what happened to it. It was just weird. And my last backup that I made was March of last year, which also meant that anything I put in there after, I've lost. So I got to I'll figure it out at some point. What's nice though is that most of my designs, when I do people quilts, I do put them into a program. So the names of them will be there. Most times I email people or message people the designs, except for people like Betsy who don't care. But I can go look at her sheets and see what designs I have. But that'll be the last thing I do. So that'll be And I don't really have time to do it, you know? So I'm just going to be using whatever designs I can get my hand on. Because I don't have time to organize them right now. This is down here. And this one goes in the middle of these two. All right. You... Hi, Sean. Welcome, welcome. Dorothy says, I guess we can say better late than never. Right. You, girl, you early. You're not late now. You're early. All right. This goes over there. These two go together. No pins needed. These two go together. One pin needed. You have to see over the top. So yeah. So what other people projects are somebody else working on that haven't shared? Some of you have been sharing. Betsy, what are you sewing? Because she done sewed up everything. Don't forget, if your birthday is in February, you want a birthday shout out, make sure you email it to me, teaquilts@teaquilts.com. I will gladly shout out your birthday. It's your birthday. It's magic. Goes on the side. How many pins? Just one. No, I don't need any pins. Yay! Yay! I like sewing a good size section and don't have to use pins. That's a bonus win. All right, these two pieces go together. Shut up, Kevin. Talking about, oh, there she goes again with that birthday song. Just stop it. Judy is working on paper piecing project. That's cool. Thank you for sharing, Judy. Instead of harassing me in the comments like some folks. If we decline or report our birthday, we subtract a year from our age. I wish. I went somewhere. Oh, I didn't even talk about that, did I? Y'all, I almost didn't even come on live today because I was so stressed out. And I don't know how I forgot to talk about that. I was so stressed out. I came home today and all I could do was just go to sleep. Okay. I had already was working like yesterday on 3 hours of sleep. So I came home yesterday, took a nap, and then I knew I had something to do today. So but I had slept earlier in the evening yesterday. So then I couldn't fall asleep until 5 or 6 o'clock this morning. And I was supposed to be up and out by 9, but I didn't get out until like almost noon. So by the time I went and did what I needed to do and got back home, I was like stressed out so bad that I had a headache. I didn't take any medicine. I was drinking water. That was a good thing. The last 2 days I've been drinking a lot of water, so that was good. So I knew it wasn't lack of water. It was just stressed out. And so I came home and took a nap. I was knocked out. Let me see what y'all working on, and then I'll tell y'all about my days. Let's see. Linda Williams is here, says, hi T, I've had a bad case of bronchitis after learning of sudden death of my former husband of 40 years ago. Aww. Thank you for for forgiveness and 2 children. Things will be changing. Funeral in Florida, No, FL Connect, Texas. I don't know what that is. I don't know all the areas of Texas. Or is it? So sorry about that, Linda. Kevin says, I have 5 blocks left for Rumi's Underground Railroad. So long. You have only 5 left to do. That's awesome. He just started yesterday. See, I told you this quilt is quick to sew. It's quick to sew. You just got to spend your time in the sewing room. It's quick to sew. Like I said, the blocks are traditional blocks. You can decide how you want to make them, what size you want to make them. And they're a quick sew up. That's cool. Sean says she's straightening up her sewing room. And June says she's working on red, white, and blue rail fins. And Don's working on 2 great nephews quilts, large squares and half square triangles. It's going pretty fast, so that's cool. Betsy's working on Friday Zoom. Okay. Because I'm like, this girl, she posts on her page, seem like every other day a quilt. It's like, huh? She is a speed demon on that machine. She gets them done. And she gets to walk. I admire that she does what she can do, and then she still gets her walks ins, and she moves around a lot. She travels a lot. So for various different reasons, but I that used to be me long time ago, girl. Couldn't nothing stop that machine from going. Can't remember if I need one there. Nope. Just at the intersections where I have a seam allowance. All right. Since I don't have anything up here ready to sew, I'm just cutting my thread today. Because we don't even want to start looking up there. It's like, no. Absolutely not. Take my pin out at the intersection. And now we're almost done. So yay, it's done. Renee says finally finishing my rose and bloom quilt. So congratulations. It's always nice to get a finish done. And then Remo's finished her sugary dew. Finished her hearts. She been finished that, because we saw post a picture of that. And she's R2A working on just cut out. I don't know what that is. And then Don's sending blessings to Linda. And reminding people, if you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, to do so, especially on your way out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let me cut this thread that's following me around. We can't have that, not here. And I'm looking at my to-do list. That's right, Sharon. Just look at it, girl. Sharon's organized, though. She'll get it done. I got to make some more dress. I got to cut out more Dresden Village pieces. Still haven't done that. I'm trying to get to reading y'all stuff so I can tell you about this drama. Monty Pep says, I blew out my sister's hair, did her nails, then did my nails and wrapped gifts for a baby shower tomorrow. Now that's cool. That was a nice spa day. Betsy's a speed demon on that sewing machine. Right. It's like Betsy doing our projects, Scrap Club projects. She don't join Scrap Club online. She's in sew-alongs in the quilt shops. Betsy just is getting it done here. I can't even quilt her quilts fast enough. Well, she probably can't afford to pay for them either, the way she going. I was like, good Lord. I gave her 4 quilts last month, and I didn't bring any quilts. Not last month, in December, because we're now February 1st. So I'm thinking she probably don't want any quilts back the month at the end of January. She probably want to wait. And she says, she comes up to me and she says, I'm working on my last quilt. Like, you know, getting the binding and labels and stuff on them. I said, woo, wee, honey, child. Oh, I didn't show y'all, did I? I just put it up there. So this is what we have. The front. I like to show you all the back because I think some people struggle with having backs look decent. And then it's a little bit like not as flat as I like. So what I do is I'll put some spray sizing on it. I'll take it to my big board, spray it with spray sizing, go do something else, let it sit for a few minutes, and then I come back and just press. No ironing, just press, and then let it cool before I pick it up. And it'll be nice and flat. Let's see. Betsy says she's trying to get these done so I can get back to Quilt Mania, laughing out loud. Aw. I like the magazine. She let me read one of them. I was like, okay, that's cool. I never did sign up because I got so much stuff. It's like I need to either get rid of some of the older magazines before I start bringing more paper in here. I have one magazine that one of the Scrap Club members gave to me, or gifts to me, for years. And so I haven't paid for one because I had stopped paying for them. Brenda is putting Civil War sampler together, cut corner and inserts today, so that's cool. She's getting that done. Suzette completed a case for my mini iron. Now my daughter wants one in pink. I am piecing scrap, soft and stable, so that's cool. Yolanda says, I reorganized my sewing area so that I can be as productive as you all and as fast as the Speed King Kevin. Girl, he pieces fast and cut fast. I don't know how he do that. He cuts chunks off of big pieces, and I like cutting down to have just what I need so I'm not holding it. So he skips a step, and I think that helps too. But Kevin also touches more fabric. Deborah says she's working on my Scrap Club project for January, so that's cool. Thank you. A lot of people saying the block is beautiful. I like that. That's pretty. Wow, that block. I like that block in fabrics. Beautiful. I'm using all of my smaller chunks of African prints that I didn't seem to want to pitch. So that's why my blocks are small, because I'm trying to use the smallest of the scraps. It's so funny because people say, do you have any African scraps? And it's like, no, because technically I got like a bag of strings, and then I got a bag of small pieces and medium pieces, and then larger, like I cut just one chunk out of a fat quarter because I start with fat quarters. And then if I need like a 4-inch block, I'll cut a chunk out and make my block. And then, or I'll cut a 6-inch strip, and then I'll start using it, and then whatever's left I'll put into the medium, and then the medium goes to the small, and then if I cut something and have a string left on the side, then it goes in the strings. It's like I don't want to throw away any of my African fabric. It's so crazy. And I could probably sell it too, but I want to use it. I got it sorted so I can use it, and I don't have like a whole lot. It's not like I have a big container of it. No, I don't have a whole lot of scraps. I have a whole lot of fabric, but I don't have a whole lot of scraps. Yolanda says, nice. That's not the African Scrap Quilt Project, is it? Nope. No, it's not. I sent that information out in an email. Deborah says, that's amazing with half square triangles. Yes. Very pretty block. So thank you all. Sue says, after all these years, I finally canceled my subscription to Block Magazine. I've been having people like donate them. I got some to, if I remember to bring them, I got some to bring to retreat because I've had people donating them. So a lot of people are getting rid of them. I got a few. I didn't never subscribe, but it's like people had gifted me some, so I got a few of them. But other ones people have been donating, so I got some for Scrap Club if I remember to, not Scrap Club Retreat if I bring them. If I remember to bring them. It's not like I will intentionally not bring them, but I'll bring them if I remember. Awesome block, and block is amazing. Pretty block. If I can get 2-inch square out of it, it's not a scrap. Right. and I'm the person of a 1-inch finished square, okay? I go real retarded sometimes. Like I don't have any more fabric. So let's get the next bag out because I put the one that I stole a half square triangle out on the bottom, so we didn't have to worry about that. And then this time I'm gonna do a set of 4s, a set of 2s, no, two sets of 3s, something like that, so that I don't have to. We're gonna figure it out, so I can just lay out the chunks instead of the little individual pieces. So that's what we're about to do now. And I only got like 13 minutes. I ate at 6:45 my first meal today because I was so stressed out. So let's talk about that. I have been waiting at least 7 to 9 months waiting for yesterday to occur. And I did not say anything to you all, but I've been waiting. So I wanted to go to the RV show. It's this weekend in St. Louis. So I went to the RV show, talked with at least 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 vendors where I talked to them because they had something that I was interested in. So I did that. Finally got it down to, okay, I really like these 2. I could have did with the 4 that I was looking at from each dealership. And then you got down to pricing. That knocked 1 out. If I was, I could get it. It was just over the budget that I wanted to spend, but it wasn't like I couldn't get it if I wanted it. So, but that knocked down to 3, and then 2 of them had a different floor plan that I liked. So that was cool. Oh, the problem with doing that is I won't know which direction they go. See, that's the problem with these blocks. So that was the first thing. I go down there and I get my first discount for being age 60, even though my birthday hasn't happened yet. She gave it to me because my birthday is in, I'll turn 60 in 2025. So that was funny. Because I was goofing because I have AARP. And I was like, do you have a senior discount? And she was like, we do if you're 60 or over. Because I know I don't look 60 when I'm talking to people. And so, she was, I like, well, I just missed it because I'll be 60 this year. And she says, oh, really? Well, then I'll give it to you. No big deal. So she gives me the discount. And I was like, do you want to see my driver's license? I'll let you see it. So she says, no, it don't matter. Just, she gave me the discount. So I got my discount for being 60 already. And then I go to the show, find quite a few things that I like. And then I was talking with one of the vendors, which I really appreciated because nobody else told me this. They would ask me what was I going to do with it, what were my intentions, so that they could get me into the one that I would like. But this one asked me, no, none of those did. None of those did, but the first one, the very first one that I went to was asking me what did I want to do with it. Okay, no, they did ask me what was I going to do with it. All of them did, but none of them ever responded back when I said what I was going to do. And so then the one guy says, at the first one, he says, you know what, since you're talking about modifications and things like that and certain things that you don't want and do want, he says, maybe you should go look at the used ones on our lot. He said, we have papers, and they had like, this place was huge. They had like maybe 4 aisles in both ends, okay? That's how many trailers that they brought. And so I had to go back over 2 aisles because we were almost in their last aisle, about finished looking at everything that they had when I ran into him. Because now I'm ready to ask questions because I've been in a few. I can't even remember if I've ever been in a RV or a trailer. I don't think I have. So I was interested in, various things, but I had to wait until I had been in a few of them to know what I want. Now, I have seen a lot of them because I've been researching on YouTube, also watch a lot of nomad channels where they live in them. I know that the cheaper you pay, the quicker it's gonna tear up. So I know all of that, but I had other issues because even if those issues wouldn't have bothered me, rather, because I wasn't going to be moving it the way that they're moving it. So I said, okay, so I'll go to the one tomorrow. And I'm not even telling you all the drama it took for me to get to the show with my daughter in Jersey, okay? That's a whole nother issue. My daughter be posting all of that on Facebook individually at some point because she was mad at me, but it's okay. It's all right. So I decided today that I was going to go out to the lot, and because I need to make a decision by the weekend if I want to get the show special. That's why I waited for the RV show, because they do special pricing, because they bring all of those RVs, and then whatever's there, it's like you can go to the RV show, pull up to the back, and then you can get exactly what they are, what's in the show, because they don't want to take it back. And then you can start bargaining on that, because they don't want to take it back. If somebody's going to come pick it up, I already got a hitch and all of that, they'd be happy to send that thing on. So that was kind of what I was trying to do. But so I went to the lot, and at first the gate was open to the lot. And so I went up there, and I'm thinking, okay, they had told me, because I had asked the guy, I said, is there any of your sales or finance people going to be there tomorrow? Not that I want to talk to any finance, but I'm just being polite. And he was like, no. He said, everybody is here. We even had to pull people from out of town, like from the manufacturers of the trailers, so that they could work in their booths, so that they had enough people. And they had people galore in that booth. And then I talked to some people that had purchased from them, some customers that was upgrading, and they were talking about how great they were, that they were low pressure sales, which I appreciated. So I really wanted to buy from that company, but the two that I liked, that company did not have that floor model. So, but anyway, I went to their place anyway so that I could look at the used ones, because I'm like, okay, let's go see what they are, what the prices are. I had the paperwork, and I just wanted to see them, because I'm not ever going to say I'm going to buy something. Uh-oh. That's my water jug just fell forward. I'm never going to buy anything At least I know what it sounds like. I already knew what it was when it was falling. So I lost the block. It's right here. I'll put it right there. And so I looked at about 2 trailers, and then maybe at the 3rd trailer, I decided that I was going to see if the door would open, because I knew that the only person there was their mechanic, because he's not going to sell anything. He's not going to finance anything. He's fixing stuff. So he's the only one on the lot today, and they had already told me that. But he didn't come out and bother me or anything. I walked the entire lot of their used stuff, and they did have a few new ones over there too. I even walked into those. But every trailer was open because they had fence that was taller than the average human, and they probably had it electronically charged too. I don't know. It was a black gate. So I when I went into the 3rd one, I go, oh, okay, because the 3rd one was one that was out of my price range. I just went in there to see what it looked like, just because I was there at it, and I wanted to compare it to how it felt to the other ones, because I wanted to walk in them for stability, to see how they had stabilized and everything like that, because I was looking at that too. How was it sitting on the lot? So I then go back to the 2 that I was really interested in, because I hadn't tried the door before. So I go back to those 2, and I can't remember which of the 2 at this point, because now I don't want to use trailer. I go into one of the 2. One floor plan I could have dealt with. It wasn't my favorite, but I could have dealt with it. And then the other one wasn't going to work at all. But one of them had an odor in it. And I go, and I have the worst, sometimes I have the worst nose. I smell everything. And sometimes it's a good thing, and a lot of times it's a bad thing, because I don't want to smell it. But mold and mildew is one of my allergies. And so I kept thinking to myself, I smell mold or something. But I'm like, I had talked to the guy at the thing, and he told me that they clean all the trailers. And so I looked around the trailer. There was not a spot of, this trailer, one trailer was 2012, one was 2018, and there was not a spot of dust in either one of these trailers. So I know that they had cleaned them. But for some reason, I'm smelling mold. And then I look in the sink, and I see that he had winterized it. So I said, okay, it's not the toilet that I'm smelling. So that's not it, because sometimes they might forget to empty the black tank, is what I was thinking. And then something say, open the refrigerator, because I didn't open the refrigerator on all of them. But in the one that was smelled, I said, open the refrigerator. I opened that refrigerator, and I'm telling you, it was black mold all over the refrigerator, on the door, on the insides, everywhere. It wasn't like totally black, but it was enough black spots that you couldn't put your fingertip anywhere and not touch a black spot. So I was like, okay, used trailers, used RVs, off the list. So now I'm like really stressed. But I had only seen 3, so I continued to walk around a lot. Most of the things that I was looking at after that point were mostly new. They were just different floor plans, so it was good for me to go in and see the different floor plan. So now I'm all like discombobulated, because I don't smell mold and seen mold. So I called my daughter, because she went to the place, and so I'm frustrated, stressed out, and so she starts asking me questions. And and then she was saying, okay, so it sounds like what you want is the trailer that's with that particular floor plan. So you need to decide if you're going to get it from which one of those 2 dealerships you're going to get it from. So then I went to, so one dealership was in Eureka, Missouri, which was farther away from me than some part of Illinois. I can't remember where they were from. They were close to Alton, Illinois, which Alton is very close to me. So I said, okay, so I just need to go back to the show, talk to both of those people, and see who can give me the best. We're after 10 now, y'all. Who can give me the best out the door price is what I'm now looking for. And I never told any one of them that I was buying in cash. So because my plan was, because if you buy in cash, then they don't want to give you the lowest out the door price, because they make money financing your loan. They make money trying to sell you these kick up plans, which I was going to be denying at the end. And then most of them charge you like a seller's fee, say like it, because like trailers come in, most of the trailers were brand new. They could have already been marked like 5,000 for the cheap ones, maybe 50,000 for the more expensive ones. So they're already marked off. So it's not like they're going to make a whole lot of money off the sale of the trailer. Plus, they got to do work when the trailer comes in to make sure all the systems are in order and things like that before they sell it. They got to also train you. So I can see a seller's fee. So that's why I'm asking for the lowest out the door price. And then you let them go ahead and finance you. I'm talking about financing, guys. But you do this with cars too, okay? You do this with vehicles. You go ahead and let them finance you, even if you're going to pay cash, because you're going to get it cheaper because they think they're getting all of that kickback money. But what you do is, like when you buy a car or any vehicle, it takes them about 30 to 45 days to send you your payment saying you need to pay on this particular day this amount of money. But you can also call the finance company, because you got the paperwork, maybe a week to 10 days. They're going to get you into the computer. Once they get you into the computer, you tell them, I want to pay my bill. How much do I owe if I pay today? And then they have to give you that. And then you've only paid finance charges for 7 to 10 days. Now, you could wait until you get the bill, but then you're going to be paying finance charges for 30 to 45 days by the time you pay, if you do it that way. That way you can pay for cash. Guess who kickbacks get credited? The dealership don't get that kickback money anymore because you're no longer financing. Because they always going to try to give you a higher interest rate. Yeah, if it's not 0% interest, I don't want it. So, and I go into dealerships asking for 0% interest. And then if they say no, I said I'll go somewhere else. So, but anyway, that's what I was going to do, because they had everything there was like fixed rate at 8.5%. And I knew if I told them I was going to pay in cash, that they was not going to want to give me the lowest out the door price. So I was letting them think that I was going to finance it. And they have, guess what financing is for some of these vehicles? It was like 20 years on some, 12 years on the cheaper ones, but the highest one was like 30 years. You're going to pay, like, if you get like a bus RV, like a class A, I guess is what it's called, you're going to be paying for that thing for like 30 plus years. I'm like, I have no intentions of doing that. So they make it look like, oh, your note will only be $350 per month. And it's like, no, I don't want to know what my monthly note is. I want the lowest out the door cost. So your cost to sell, I want to know what taxes are. I want to know the whole thing before I sign anything. They can give you all of that. That's your low out the door price, because they already know they'll ask you for your name, telephone number, address, so that they can look up your zip code to see what your taxes will be. So yeah, but honey, I don't be messing around. And if they don't give me what I want, I'll get up and walk. So my intentions was to go back tomorrow morning and, go purchase. So what did I do? I stopped at another one on the way home, because I had talked to one of the 4 dealerships that had one that I liked, but I exited off because I saw the other 2. So that had the same floor plan, but they were with this, different companies, different name brand, but the same exact thing, but had a different name on the RV. I didn't care whose name was on the RV. I wanted the particular floor plan when I saw it. So he had told me they had 4 different locations here. And he told me that I had one that was really close to my house. I was really surprised. I had seen that place, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to go over there talking to those people about RVs. So I kind of ignored it. But I went to look at the lot because I knew everybody was gone and I wasn't going to get any high sales pitches, because this company was high sales pitch, trying to act like they were low key and not intent on getting your money. But in the end, they were. So, but I could pick up on that, and I just let him talk, and I got the information that I needed. But I went to the lot. The mechanic was there, was the only one there, but the gate was open. I went and looked at the trailers, saw the used stuff first, then I went and started looking at some new stuff, and then I tried to open the door on the new. One door open, it was a different floor plan. It was really interesting. It turned in, the bed was a bench that turned out of the wall, which I had never seen before, that the bed turned into a bench, and then the bench disappeared when you pulled the bed out, because most of them, they had the beds where you could have storage, because that's what I was looking for, where I could get the most storage from any of the RV units. So I liked the concept of that if I was actually going to stay in it, because it gave you a nice comfy place to sit. Instead of sitting at your table, you could sit there and watch television more comfortably. But it wouldn't have worked for what I wanted to use it for. But anyway, I go to the other trailers that I saw down at in their thing, and I go, well, maybe I can go in here and look at these, and I can look at them at my leisure. But all the other doors to all the other trailers that I tried to enter were closed, and I was only looking at things that I was actually going to buy. I only looked at one thing at the first lot I went to today, because I was just interested in how it felt, because it was bigger as far as stability under the feet. But yeah, but so it was, when I left the second lot, I had, at this time, before I went and walked around the second lot, I'm talking to Kevin. So Kevin brought on some stress too. So I was already stressed out. And then Kevin tells me, well, he asked me some questions before he got to this punchline. He did ask me some questions. And so I was answering his questions. And then he says, you know, T, you have to be really careful buying those. Now, I've been thinking about this all freaking year almost, waiting for this show. And then Kevin goes, my aunt bought an RV, and, they went out in it. They didn't, and then he says, they are known for rodent infestations. And I'm like, wait a minute. I'm scared of everything moving other than a human being, okay? Really. I don't like animals at all. I tolerate them. I've learned to love Kevin's dogs. I've learned to love my daughter's dog. I have friends that have had dogs I put up with. But I'm really not an animal person, because they can freak me out at any time. And I know if I freak out, then they're going to freak out. So when he told me that, I'm like, now there is no way that I'm going to be living with rats and squirrels. And it wasn't the rat part, it was the squirrel part. Because a few years ago, I had just bought my car, brand new. I go outside about 4 months later, my car won't start. So, me, I got a brand new car, and the car won't start. I didn't even lift the lid up, the hood up. I called the dealership. They towed my car in because I told them it wouldn't start. And lo and behold, when they get my car and open it up, the squirrels have been eating the wires. So yeah, that cost me almost $500 because they had to do a whole lot of rewiring. Yeah, $500. I went out because my daughter dog, when she comes over, she goes into my backyard. I had a tree in my front yard that they would live in. And so I went and bought rat paws, and I put rat, because they would always go get their nuts out the neighbor's tree, but come sit on my porch to eat them. Okay, they'll eat the nut, half eat the nut, and then the next day they all come back with a different nut, half eat that, and then they go about their business again. So, yeah. So, yeah, I thought about the squirrels. Now the cat has kept the squirrels out of my yard. They're no longer on my porch. They're not on my deck as much. I have seen them like on the fence, but I have not seen them on the deck, and I haven't seen them in my yard. However, if I go park this vehicle where I'm planning to park it, it's going to conceal. They now live in the neighbor's tree. It's going to be close to the neighbor's side, and it's going to be tall, and they're going to jump from the tree to the roof. They might eventually eat into that. So as soon as he said that, I was like, OM to the G. I forgot all about them dumb squirrels. This whole year, I've been planning this whole thing, never thought anything about a squirrel. I got through talking to Kevin. I went and walked the lot. I was not calm. I was highly stressed out walking the second lot. I'd already smelled mold at the first lot. Kevin don't talk to me about rodents, because he was like infestation of rodents, okay? He wasn't just like, you could get a rat or a squirrel. No, he like infestation of rodents. And so I was like, oh my God. I was like, if I walked into there, first of all, I can't have anything that has rodents in it because I'm selling fabric, and they'll go in there and they'll chew all of that up. So I was like, absolutely not. So I don't know. I still got to tomorrow, but I have a feeling that that's not going to happen. I'm not going to the RV show. I don't think I'm getting an RV. So I'm just giving you all an update. So nobody asked me what's the status of the RV. I think Kevin must be out of here because I've been talking too long and he ain't said a word. But my daughter encouraging me to buy. Kevin over here talking about infestation of stuff. And I don't want an infestation of nets, let alone an infestation of rodents, rats, and or squirrels. It's like, no, I don't even want to put the cat in there to keep them out because I don't even want cat hair on my fabric, okay? So, no. So, I don't know what the solution is, but I am not purchasing an RV at this time. So, I don't know where I'm going now. The last thought I had before I fell asleep was, and Kevin did give me, before I give you that, but Kevin did say that you might need to go back, because I started with toy haulers is what I started with. And for the most part, those are all metal. The issue now that I have, since Kevin has freaked me out so bad, is how is that put onto the frame? Is the floor metal too, or is it made out of wood? Because that's where they'll come in, is where your wood point, because that's your weak point. So I'll look at toy haulers one more time, because I did look at them, but I'm like, I'm just going to have to get a bigger toy hauler, because I was looking at toy haulers that were like, I don't want anything longer total than like 20 inches. And so some of them I couldn't stand up in. And so I had an issue with that. But then if you get them where you can stand up in them, then they also got wider. And so I'm going to go back and start over with toy haulers. The problem with toy haulers, and this is why I went to RVs, because toy haulers are just a shell. You have the metal on the outside. They do have they have plywood on the inside. And that's it. And then you've got to figure out how to insulate, make walls, do the floors, put in electricity. It was just too much for me. And so I'm like, I may as well go buy an RV, but I've never thought about, because I've never owned one. I have never been in one. I was not even thinking about infestation of anything, and I don't want none of that. But I have to look and see if toy haulers have a metal underbody, or is it wood that's holding it onto the frame? Because if it's wood holding it onto the frame, I'm not interested in that either. So yeah. So that's the update on trying to, I was gonna do that. So my only other option, and then it's a process too. The toy hauler. We got three things. The second thing I thought about as I was driving home was that I could buy like a U-Haul truck, but that's a commercial vehicle. My car insurance will not cover that. I have to get a different driver's license. Or in order to drive a U-Haul as an RV, I have to convert it and have some kind of cooking surface, a sleeping surface, a water system, and a toilet system. Now, I could temporarily put all of that stuff in there and then just take it out, but I still got to spend money. And then on top of that, I still got to insulate walls and make some kind of a build to get electricity, so that I can have heating and cooling in there. So that's still a process. So that now it would be listed as an RV instead of as a commercial truck. So that was what I thought about driving home. Then the last thing before I got really stressed out and fell asleep was that I'm back to looking at a commercial building, which I didn't want to do. So those are my three choices at this point. I have to research toy haulers, then research buying like a used U-Haul truck that's all metal. They're all metal. I did the research on that. I did go look at a few. And I had looked at a few earlier because I've seen some nomads that have purchased them. That's how I know the rules on how to get around it. And people do the same thing with school buses because they're all metal. They'll buy those and then you have to go get them converted to an RV so that you don't have a commercial vehicle, because then your insurance is different for a commercial vehicle and your regular insurance is not going to pay for it or cover it anyway. So Don says, can you get a tiny home for your back? That's what started all of this, Don, was that I was trying to get a shed, and my county has different codes. I'm in an area where they go by the size of your house. I already have one shed. That's our garden shed. And so you can only have a shed so a particular size based on the size of your house. Although other people have the same size shed in their yard, but I have 3 times as much yard as everybody else. So they don't make any consideration for square footage of your lot. They just go by the size of your home. And even if I decided to get rid of my garden shed and get the shed, I can only get it so much bigger. And then I would have to also, I priced concrete for that size of a pad. It was like $10,000 just in concrete. Plus, I still got to buy the shed. Plus, I still got to have somebody build it out. And I can't, my thing here in St. Louis since COVID has happened, nobody wants to work. They say they want to work. You call them. You make appointments. Some of them don't call you back. Some of them will call you back, make an appointment. But guess who shows up at your door? Nobody. They don't even show up. So I can't buy something and not have it already planned on who's going to build it out, because I need it insulated so that I can be in there in the wintertime. I can hook it up to my house. I need electricity so I can be there in there and have some light, because, you know, us quilters, we got to see. So I need heating and cooling. I need electricity. And that's basically an insulation. So I need those 4 things in order for me to use it. And that's the problem that I'm having, is that when I was going to have this one guy build a shed in my yard, because he was going to build it from the ground up, until he found out he had to build it on concrete, because he didn't know how to anchor to concrete. He knew how to anchor to the ground. And I asked him if he would do insulation and all of that. He said, no, he don't do that. So he was just basically building the shed and not going to do any finishing either. So I need a contractor, and nobody wants to work. It's just weird how the world is now. And she talking about a tiny home on wheels. And I'm thinking that that's going to be the same. I can try to look at that, but I'm thinking that's going to be like a higher price point, probably because it's going to be built with more finishing materials. But I don't know how they're put onto the wheelbase frame, and that's been the concern. Like, it needs to be metal underbody so that rodents, like your whole outside, need to be metal. And I don't think tiny homes do that, but I can check it and see. I need a whole metal outer base. So yeah. So it's just, I'm back frustrated again. Oh my goodness. Um and seeing, that's the thing. The only expansion of my business is that I wanted the RV so that I wouldn't have to pack and unpack things. Like right now, I do it about 2 or 3 times a year, where I have a deck sale for certain people that I know like African fabrics, because and I don't pull them all out because I got too many, and I'm not gonna go taking all these totes outside. So I'll fill up about 2 or 3 tables of fabric, and then that's it. They have to choose from that selection. I have so much African fabric that I would like to have it where it's in a home. Like, I could use the cabinets to display it, but then I can close the door so it's not getting light and or dust. So you can see the sides of it when you open the door. So I would be sorting them. Hopefully, it's good. African fabrics are hard to sort, but trying to sort by color as much as I can. If it's predominantly red or predominantly blue, that type of thing. Because I have people that always want to order from me by color. It's like, I got so much fabric, I don't have it by color. I just have it by when it came in, and I put it in a container, and then I'm like using it that way. So that's what I wanted it for, like a store. But I wasn't going to be going anywhere with it. I was going to have people come to me, and then they could shop in there without having to worry about all through the house and stuff, especially people that I didn't know. So that's kind of what I was trying to do with it. So it was going to expand my business that way. I was going to do more than 2 or 3 a year. Like when I have my deck sales, I was going to do more than 2 or 3 a year. I was going to have it where, if you just call, make an appointment, you could come and look at fabric if I'm available, per se. And then I would have everything already set up in there. The storage is all in there. And then I was also, only time I would move that is when I would go to retreats, because then I would also use it to take all the retreat stuff that I need to take, because I have to rent a U-Haul trailer to take everything that I take to retreat. The first time I did, I had more than my car could hold. I ended up using my car. Me and my husband has SUVs. My daughter has, what was her car before the Jeep? I can't remember now. I think she had an SUV. We had 3 SUVs that were filled to the brim. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. We just need a trailer because it'll be easier to get in and out, because you can just walk the stuff up the ramp into the trailer or roll it in, whatever we need to do. So I've been renting that. So that was another reason. I thought, well, maybe a RV would be good. Or I started initially with the toy hauler, but I just don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm back in limbo again. I got 3 final options to investigate, and I'll just go from there. And then, even if they get into the engine part of the if I get like a U-Haul, at least it's just the engine part and not the metal part of the U-Haul truck. You know what I'm saying? They can get the wires like they did my car, but they not on the inside of the car. So, but anyway, frustrations. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna go to bingo. My brother's birthday party is supposed to start at 3 tomorrow, so I may even leave early, or I may get to the party late, but I think I am going to bingo. I think I need bingo tomorrow, so I'll be going to bingo. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna leave here. Thanks, everybody. Let me see what you all are saying. Okay, I got Don. Yeah, I think I answered Sin's question. Sin Forrest. And then Monty Pep says home equity loan and put in addition. That's the other issue, is that I've already, my house already has an addition. It was these were tiny homes, and so it was already an addition when we moved that has a flat roof. And so it would, in order for me to get an addition, I would have to take that off, plus a whole wrap around deck. I have like a deck that's in a Z formation on my house. That whole deck would have to come off. And then guess what? I also got to put another deck on. And so it was like, then it's not, oh, it's over the budget that I'm trying to use, regardless of whether I'm getting a home equity loan or not. And I'm not trying to do anything where it's quote unquote craft related and having a bill. I know it will increase the value of the home, but it's not going to increase that much for this area, because my neighborhood used to be a really, really great neighborhood, and it's turned into more people renting than owning now. So we got a lot of renters, and so it's not the same level of care about their homes as other people that own. So I don't feel like I would get that money back. Airstreams are all metal but have issues with condensation. Yep. And they cost a whole lot of money, and I ain't willing to pay for it. I don't think that, I've walked into some Airstreams, because the first company that I went to had everything, all the good stuff. They had the luxury stuff as well, but I walked into some of those and I'm like, they're no better than the next one. So the last one that I saw for the money. So um um so I'm gonna just leave it here. I've decided I can't make a decision this stressed out by tomorrow. So my decision has been that I'm going to bingo tomorrow. And then I'll go to my brother's party. And then I'll be watching Jersey tomorrow night. So I'll have a long day tomorrow. But it just is what it's going to be. So I'm still in limbo on what I'm going to do. So never know. So we're going to go ahead and end here. You all stay blessed. Be safe, everybody. And quilt out.